Meta, Snapchat, and TikTok have teamed up to help remove suicide and self-harm related content. The plan is under the name Thrive and will be overseen by the Mental Health Coalition. As Meta claimed, through Thrive, participating tech companies will be able to share signals about violent suicide or self-harm content, also so that other companies can take action if there's the same or similar content has been shared on their platforms. Meta is providing technical infrastructure that underpins Thrive. The same technology will be provided to other areas to basically showcase and help firstly find this content, and then secondly find ways to remove it and limit it, right? Allowing the removal of this content faster and be able to build a larger database of what kind of content is created that could lead to self-harm or suicide. With the research I've done on this, and some reports have said, with suicide now the second most common cause of death among young American youth in this case, I think again it comes back to this whose responsibility, and I think, to be completely honest, I think the government needs to do better. I think the platforms need to do better, and the parents of these of the children or children in general should in theory do better as well. And I think if we want to deal with this issue, we need to have firstly more education around mental health. Secondly, we need to have more tools like Thrive exist on these social media platforms so that there's less aggressive or less quote damaging, the issue I guess that comes thinking about it from a counter argument point of view is, what do you class as quote unquote damaging, right? What are you in a position? Are you saying that someone who, I think it's specific, and I remember watching 13 Reasons Why when it first came out, the first series specifically, there was a lot of controversy and there was a lot of kind of, maybe it was too graphic or maybe it was too much. And I think for them specifically, and using that as an example, that was kind of streaming related culture or like a TV show that was deliberately designed to bring more awareness around what teen issues and teen suicide and self-harm in general. And I think for some people that really, really worked. For others, it got a lot of pushback because I think maybe they missed the mark sometimes. Maybe they was a bit too graphic with some of the critiques. But I think personally for me, I think by them being graphic, and especially from a storytelling point of view and a message sending point of view, for example, there was controversy because the quote graphic scene of Hannah killing herself was cut out of the show. Now, I personally have since watched it with that scene cut out, and I think it doesn't do that story justice, because the whole series, the first series, is designed to be that top arc at the end of the Pacific, the end of that story. And I think without that, it does limit it. But I think, and again, this is the kind of conversation that a lot of people are having on social media, but in general, about is it better to show the graphic reality and sort of have an educational point to say, well, it's not the solution, or is the approach better to be slightly more education from a soft point of view? Now, they're my thoughts, they're my opinions. I would love to hear what you think down below. Let me know what you think. As I say, it's a difficult topic to discuss, but I think if we do stray away from it, we're not going to be able to fix the problem, and I think or make the problem better. So I think it's really important for us as a community, global community, British community, American community, whatever you want to call it, to say, well, actually, no, we can be better, we can do better. And I think, as I say, I think the answer that I'm coming to as I record this show is actually we all need to do better. So the government needs to do better at regulating this, which is obviously nice to see. The tech companies need to do better at regulating it. And I think parents specifically also need to do better at regulating the kind of content that they are looking at and looking around as well.